I'm now going to get the textures out of Painter and into Maya. To export textures from Painter, I'm going to come to File, Export Textures, and choose the correct location. I'm going to put them in the source images of my Barrel project. Then within source images, I'm going to right click and create a new folder called Barrel Textures. I'm going to double click on it and select that folder. Your output template must be set for Arnold AI Standard. Other projects we will change this. For example, we'll be using Unity later in the semester, and we'll use one of the Unity render pipelines. However, for this one, it is Arnold AI Standard. And then hit export. Back in Maya, I'm going to make sure my project is set correctly and that I have all of my textures in my source images folder. We are not going to be using emissive or height for now, so you can delete them and just have base color, metalness, normal, and roughness. It's very important that these images, these textures, are in the correct location. If you change their location, their name, even the name of this folder, after you apply them in Maya, you will have to then reapply them in Maya so Maya knows where they are. So I have an AI standard surface applied to my barrel, and I'm going to call this barrel material. And I'm going to come down to base and color. Click on this checkerboard, and that opens up the create render node. I'm going to search for a file, and if your project is set correctly, it will default to your source images folder. And then I have barrel textures. I'm going to open it up and choose base color. If you don't have any textures appearing, hit 6 on your keyboard or this little checker box up here to display textures. I'm going to click on anything on my model and come down to metalness, still under base, and do the same process. Search for a file, load it in, and choose metalness and hit open. I need to then change the color space from sRGB to raw, and then scroll down more to this color balance tab and check alpha is luminance. Going to click on my model again and come down to specular roughness. This is different than diffuse roughness, and it must go into specular roughness. Click on the checkerboard, load in a file, and then look for your roughness. And again, it needs to be color space set to raw, and alpha is luminance. Click on the model again, and now I'm going to be using the normal map. And come down to geometry, and under bump mapping, going to click on the checkerboard, load in a file, and immediately I'm going to change it from a bump map to a tangent space normal. We are not using bump maps, we have a normal map, and this is the one that we are using. I'm going to come up to the top where it says File. For me it's File 24, for you it might be different. Going to click on it, choose Image Name, and load in the normal map. And change it to color space of raw. Alpha is luminance will already be turned on. Now it won't render properly without lights. In my scene I have a sky dome and a directional light. Your metals might just appear pure black, but if you turn on lights by hitting 7, you will see detail in your metal. If you want to get some good sky domes for Maya, I like to use the ones that Painter comes with. You can find them on your shelf in Painter if you scroll down to environments. Right now I have it set to the cave entry. And if I right click and show in Explorer, on a Mac it'll be right click and show in Finder. It will open up a folder with a lot of EXR images. I'm just going to copy and then paste it into my source images folder. In Maya, all you have to do is click on your sky dome, go to Color, and load in a file, and load in your EXR image. When you make a render in Arnold, it will convert whatever texture files you have to .tx files. This will help Arnold render a little bit faster, and you should keep them because every single time you hit render and you do not have this TX file, it will remake it.